Hey friends, it's Tuesday night. It's time for our Tuesday Worship Express. We are sitting at the camp in our backyard, and we have Anna and Lila here with us to share some of their perspectives on some of the questions that I have for them. This will be our last week to be talking about this, to be working with the youth, and so I just appreciate the time that they've been able to give us. So what I'd like to start with is the devotional for today, July 19th, from Jesus Calling, and Anna is going to read that for us.
Bring me all your feelings, even the ones you wish you didn't have. Fear and anxiety still plague you. Feelings per se are not sinful, but they can be temptatious to sin. Blazing missiles of fear fly at you day and night. These attacks from the evil one come at you relentlessly. Use your shield of faith to extinguish those flaming arrows. Affirm your trust in me, regardless of how you feel. If you persist, your feelings will eventually fall in line with your faith. Do not hide from your fear or pretend it isn't there. Anxiety that you hide in the recess of your heart will give birth to fear of fear, a monstrous stepchild. Bring your anxieties out into the light of my presence, where we can deal with them together. Concentrate on trusting me, and fearfulness will gradually lose its foothold within you. Ephesians 6:16, 1 John 1:5-7, and Isaiah 12:2.
I love that because it's basically saying whatever you're focusing on is what's going to grow. And so if you're focusing on your fear and your anxiety and you're not focusing on God, then that's what's going to take a hold of you, and you will grow that fear and anxiety instead of grow your faith. So I also want to circle back to this towards the end of our questions, but we're going to go ahead and get started. So they have not heard these questions. They haven't really had a chance to prepare. As you can see, they're a little bit tired. It's been a busy summer, but here we go. We're going to get into it. So first question. Would you rather be the boss or employee, and what would make it better to be one position over the other?
I would rather be the boss.
That doesn't surprise me.
And I think the reason I would be the boss is because I thrive best in a leadership position. Because, I think that it is fulfilling when you're, trying to please someone as an employee and you're trying to do your best. But, in a leadership position, you have to be doing amazing all the time. You can't be that I'm gonna slack off today type person. You have to be the best example for everyone else, and I think it just kind of makes me thrive and makes me do the very best that I can. And I like having that control too, just over my schedule and how things are run.
So people depend on you when you're in charge.
Yeah, I like having responsibility too.
What about you, Lila?
I say boss because the short answer is I like things done a certain way, and I can decide how it's done. I'm the boss.
So being in control of the situation and kind of having your say, which at your ages, you don't get that opportunity very much. You might get some opportunities at school to be the leader of some things, like you both are. Those are good answers. I like that. So next question. If you could have only one superpower, what would it be, Lila?
Flying.
Flying. I like that one. What about you, Anna?
The ability to stop time. Because
I never thought about that one.
Because I'm just an extremely, extremely busy person. We all know this. And if I could just stop time, because there's only 24 hours in the day, and I have to remind myself that constantly because I overbook and overlap my schedule all the time. And if I could just stop time and take a moment for me with no noise and no people, then that would be a huge gift. Also, just to be able to just be home and stop time, and I could just watch Netflix and not worry about me losing time through that.
So stopping time brings me to something I wanted to ask you about. When you guys have your time with God and you're praying, do you feel like, okay, I've done that, now I'm going to push pause and go out and do my other things, or do you take God with you after you've done your prayers?
I
Probably
wish.
just pause.
Yeah.
Just pause.
Sadly, no.
I mean, that's an honest answer.
I wish I could say that I just took God with me every time, but I think it just depends on the situation and what I'm doing that day. Like, if we're all very honest, there's those times when you're like, oh my gosh, my stomach hurts so bad. Like, God, just please help my stomach not hurt. Just please help me. Please help my stomach not be in pain, and then I will do exactly whatever you want me to do. And everyone kind of has those moments, especially when you're younger. But, and in those things like that, like you say, you're going to follow through and, like, you're going to, like, continue with God on your mind in all times. But in reality, like, when you sit there and you're like, I need to pray right now, then I pray and I kind of hit pause. But other times when it's not me saying, I need to pray right now, when it's like prayer comes to me, like if I turn on K-Love on my radio station, because like music is kind of how I pray, like 90% of the time, honestly. And so like K-Love comes on, and so then I'm in that like prayer like feeling and mindset, rather than just sitting there and praying, because I feel like I should pray right about now. And so in those moments when I'm filled with the mindset of prayer, I feel that I do bring God with me afterwards.
Okay, I like it. Okay, describe yourself in 5 words or less. Lila.
Shoot. Random. Awkward.
Paul.
Awkward for sure.
Okay, I'll come back
I got
to you.
two. I got
Okay,
two.
Anna, 5 words or
Okay.
less.
Faithful. Confident.
Polar opposites, basically.
Yeah. Loving.
Okay, I asked Anna this question earlier, but Lila, you're going to get a chance to answer this. Imagine you're the president and you need 3 people to assist you. Who do you pick and why? If you don't have an answer, I'll go to Anna. Okay, Anna.
And I when she asked me this, I said, like, dead or alive. And she was like, it did not specified.
No.
Not specified. Jesus, Barack Obama, and my father, Bo Tucker.
Okay, do you have an answer?
Obama's pretty good. I like that one.
Okay.
I'm rocking with.
So you have things that you have to handle, and you need people to give you guidance. Who do you ask? Who do you?
I'm rocking with Obama. What's her face? Can it be like Margot Robbie?
What is she gonna tell you?
I don't know, but I feel like she'd be like a good like. Yeah, we'll just do this. You know, like
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
confident, and
third
she's.
person could be like Grandpa. He'd
Grandpa?
He'd solidly be a good president.
I see. I was not either one of their choices. That's awesome. So,
Grandpa.
if you could set one rule for the family that we all have to follow, what would it be?
Wear socks in the house.
Okay, time's up.
No.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
What?
Give me money.
All of us have to give you money?
Yes.
What in the greedy?
2 of us do already. Okay. When do you feel that a child or a teen becomes an adult?
Does it have to actually be an answer? Or can I elaborate on it?
You can elaborate.
I think that there's certain things in life that can determine when you become an adult and when you feel that sense of maturity. Because people will be like,
Agreed.
technically 18 you're an adult, but I know 18-year-olds that I'm more mature than.
Right.
So I think that it really is a sense of your own choosing of maturity.
Agreed.
Well, I feel like the question that's being asked doesn't have. Don't give me that look. I feel like it doesn't have an actual like pinpoint. Like you can't say like 18 or you can't say
25.
well, not just that, you can't even say like, well, once they've matured, because it's like the definition of an adult is you're 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what the definition of it is. But if the question you're really trying to ask is like, when is that point when you are self-sufficient and you are on your own? And that is just kind of determined by the way you decide to live your life and how fast you mature and the amount that you decide to take on. So like, if you have a job and you're able to pay for the stuff that you want in life and you are very mature and you're making smart decisions for yourself, then that's taking more and more and more steps to getting to that point where you're self-sufficient and you can make a lot of your own decisions. But I almost think that like nobody gets to the point where they are completely and 100% self-sufficient. Like, when you're my age and you're in high school, like, you're always relying on like your family and your parents to be there for you and to be help. And, you know, it takes a long time to get out of that. Like, I still want, you know, I feel like I'm a very mature and self-sufficient person for my age, but I'm still going to want my parents there to help me with a lot of things throughout college and for those couple years after. So it's just determined on the way that you live your life, I feel like.
Okay, very thought out answer. I like that.
Right.
3 things that you are grateful for in your life.
The people.
What if I have like 40 things? Okay.
Share 3. Lila, do you want to go first? Sorry.
The people. It doesn't. It's one. My phone. And like
Food? Vacations?
vacations, girl. Like shoot.
Converse?
Sure.
Okay.
My close circle, so meaning like my family that's there for me and is loving, and my really, really good friends who are like there for me and who are very loving. God. Because like when I'm at my lowest point and I feel like everyone's really mad at me, you know, I'm like, I got you, God. And then food. I mean, I spent all my money on food.
You know.
So you said something a minute ago, Anna, about being self-sufficient,
Yeah.
and I agree with that. That even those of us who are full-grown adults still rely on other people to help us in certain ways. But I think what we're missing there too is that we need to rely fully on God. Just like what you're saying, when you're feeling at your lowest point, you're feeling alone, or you're feeling like everyone's mad at you or whatever, you know God's not going to abandon you. He's not going to reject you. He's always going to be welcoming to you. Okay, I'm going to try to get through these quickly. I know we're running, going over. When someone is feeling stressed, what are 3 suggestions that you would share with them on how to feel less stressed? Just give me one. Give me one suggestion on how to feel less stressed.
Make a list of your priorities, and meaning like number 1 is the thing you need to get done first and the most important, and the last one is like the least important. But then make another list of what's the easiest to accomplish, being the first one, like what can be the fastest and easiest one that you know how to do, and then kind of combine those, because like it's easier for me to do that thing I know I can get done than sometimes it is to do the most important, and then I feel like I can get the most important thing done because I have something else done.
So measurable goals, right?
Yes.
Okay. Lila?
I was just gonna say, like, do what's accessible to you that calms down, like music or running or reading, napping.
Yep. Taking care of you, right? What's the hardest job in the world? Being a lifeguard.
It's not really a job, but I think a student of any kind is a very draining activity.
Because you're constantly learning, constantly trying to take in information and then, apply it, do something with it, right? Okay. Which is going to be ongoing. You'll be doing that in your jobs later on too.
My goodness.
Let's see. If you Okay, here's a good one. What's one thing you've done in the last 24 hours to make someone's life better?
What did I do yesterday? I can't remember. I worked yesterday, and when I came to work, I brought my friends food from Casey's.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I cleaned the sink in the bath.
And that made somebody's life better, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My life better.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause then I get to do
So
it.
I'm going to try to wrap it up here, but this is kind of a good one for you, Anna. When do you make time for God when you have a busy schedule?
This is kind of reiterating a little bit what I said earlier about prayer, but it's like, you know, I could go into this for a long time, and I'll try not to, but there's a lot of people who, especially people who aren't really strong in their faith and don't have a lot of Christianity, or people who have Christianity in their life, and they assume that prayer is like, you gotta hold your hands, and you gotta close your eyes and bow down, or, you know, some people think you gotta get on your knees and you gotta put your hands up, and you have to pray in certain ways. You gotta pray with your eyes closed. You have to pray in all these ways, and I don't think that at all. I think that God wants to be our friend, and He wants to walk with us throughout our everyday life, and so, you know, I make that known, you know, that He is my friend who walks with me in my everyday life. And so if I'm just driving, because I drive a lot, because I go lots of places, and you know, that Christian music is on, or maybe I'm driving in silence and I'm talking to Him, or, you know, maybe I'm really stressed about something at work and I'm sitting on that lifeguard stand, and I can be talking to Him and telling Him what I'm stressed about while I'm still watching the water, of course. Or lots of people will give this answer, and that's before I go to bed and I'm trying to fall asleep. I can just talk to Him about my life and about what I'm thankful for when it comes to Him and what He's doing in my life, and the things that I want to give up to Him so that I'm not stressed about them. So yeah, it's not even like, and I think it's a good thing when people make time in their lives to sit down with like their Bible and do that, but when you don't have the time for that, you don't have the time for that. And so making time for Him in those other ways and having Him walk with you throughout your whole life, that can keep you really close to Him as well.
Did you want to add anything to that?
I don't leave my bed. I'm not really busy, so
I think
mean, if I am busy, like, I've been in the middle of a volleyball game and I've been like, dude, like,
I need you.
come on. So,
I think just inviting Him into your space is the best thing, and the easiest and quickest way to just say, hey, I want you here. You're invited. There's a place for you in my life, and you open your heart to those opportunities to be with God. Final question. If we experience our greatest moments of growth and learning from our failures, why are we so afraid to fail?
because we have expectations for ourselves and other people have expectations for us, and especially in my opinion for myself, to ruin those expectations and not get to them can be really just, it can take a toll on you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, having parents, teachers, friends, whatever it is that have these expectations and goals for you.
You don't want to disappoint people,
Yeah.
right? I think that's a tough one too. But it's always hindsight that we learn something from. And if we do fail, and then 2 months later is when we learn the lesson, we're grateful for that moment, for that opportunity to have done something and then failed, because we learn and we grow from it. It's just really hard in the moment. So that's when we need to invite God into our lives and say, be with me, help me through this, ask for courage, ask for the warrior strength that we know that He can give us. So do you guys have anything else you want to end with or say? We just thank you guys for watching and praying for our youth group, and we'll be getting back together as a group in person in late August, early September. So have a good rest of your week, guys, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.